Hey guys, welcome to Blockhood. So this is a game like SimCity and City Skyline where you plan a city, but in this case it's a hood. And this game is a lot more difficult than the two because I think you need to plan out more and you have to strategize before you put each and every block. So let's just get started. So I will teach you guys on how to make a self-sustainable hood. I'm not the expert of the game yet, but I know how to work around the complications. So the first thing you need to know is that you have resources. So your main goal for resources is to have everything in the surplus. So like money, water, leisure, all that kind of good stuff, all in the surplus. But for the bad stuff like pollution and such, you want them to be in the negatives. So when you start a hood, you need to put in water first. And also, do note that whatever you put down, it does not require money at all. But some of them will require an input of money, which means every cycle of the hood you will have to pay $1. Like in this case, the water tower requires $1 for you to produce 10 output of water. So since we're just starting with the hood, we should use a water well which gives you 2 water units with no input required. So one well here will produce 2 water units if we use the inspect button. So this cog will show you if it's producing or not. If it's in the red, it's not. So right now it's not producing any water because I think it's not settled in yet. Okay, now it is. There you see it's green, so that's good. So since we got water in, we have to put in trees. So trees require water. So if we look here, so this tree in particular requires 1.2 units of water, while other trees would require different units. Like this one, Beech Tree Grove, requires 3, and the palm trees require 1. So I'm just gonna stick with the oak trees. Yeah, it's now producing 1 unit of fresh air, 2 units of leisure, and 0.6 acorns. So let's try and get the leisure into the positives by adding 1 more tree. And also, I think I will add in more water wells because we're in the negatives. So you can see that the challenge here is to produce all these resources. There's many more resources, and making sure that whatever block you put down, you have sufficient resources to accommodate for that new block you just placed in. So now that I have everything in the positives, I will put in electricity. So I'm aiming for the free one, which is solar panel, but you have to remember that all these free stuff, they have a price or a compromise to make. So for solar panels, they won't work in the winter, and for water wells, I think they dry up over time. Okay, now we got 2 units of electricity. We should put in roads and start moving people in. So I'll put a small apartment here. So what we aim to do is to produce money. So the first way to go is to put in a corner store, because a corner store just requires consumers and labor. So the apartment itself will give you 2 output of labor and 2 units of consumers and 3 units of labor. If this icon is not in the green, your decay will be expedited. So everything will start decaying really quickly, and everything will start destroying by itself, which is something you don't want it to happen. So now that we got one apartment, I think we should put 3, because a corner store requires 6 consumers and a small apartment produces 2 consumers per block. So if we put 3, we can put in 1 corner store. So I think now it's okay to put it in. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate it so that it has access to the road. If it does not have access, it won't be producing at all. Okay, the only problem is I don't have enough fresh air. So what I need is more trees. So while it's not winter, you should put in as much solar panels as you can, because you should produce as much units of electricity and accumulate before it does not create any at all. So I'm gonna put in more apartments and another corner store. Okay, so as you can see, I have a water problem. So I think it's time to put in a water tower because I have enough money. I have a surplus of 0.34, so I think I can put one in. This requires $1 or 1 unit of money. And there we go. Now we're all in the positives. This is pretty much all you have to do. Just make sure that you have everything that you need, which is electricity, water, labor, fresh air, and what else? Leisure. Yeah, that's the most important stuff. And then you can start producing money. So you just expand on what you have made. So what I'm gonna do is remove all these corridors and replace them with structured ones so that I can make a second floor. So 3 apartments will allow you to put 1 more corner store. So all you have to do is just expand on this idea and you will have the most basic of necessities. Maybe I will touch on synergy. So if you click on any of them, you can see synergy here. If you have synergy plus 1, it will produce more than it should. So in a way, instead of 1 plus 1 equals 2, it will become 1 plus 1 equals 2.5. Yeah, because it adds value if you have synergy. So the main thing is to maximize synergy. So some blocks will reduce synergy, like for example, if I put an incinerator beside the trees, they will deduct in synergy, especially for apartments as well, or a factory. So anything that produces pollution in a way will reduce synergy. So you just make sure that all these low synergy items are nullified by putting in high synergy items. This is just the surface of the game. There's so many more items you can delve into, like you can get fertilizer to get crops, you can make markets, schools, larger apartments. Yeah, there's so much more to go into. So thanks for watching my kinda walkthrough on how to survive until winter in Blockhood. And I will be adding on to this hood with a next episode, so do tune in if you are interested in this kind of videos. And thanks for watching.